Yesterday, I stumbled upon an altcoin that at first, I kind of blew it off. And then, you know what, as I did a little more research, I was like, you know what, this thing looks very interesting. I think I'll make a video about it. But before we get into it, guys, I am by no means saying go buy any of this. I just want to talk about it, tell you how you may or may not be eligible for a free airdrop. And all that and more. So, of course, smack the likes, smack the subscribes, and you guys know we are powered by the coin is called Pulse Dogecoin. And if you know anything about Pulse Chain, apparently they're going to be forking Ethereum. They're going to make their whole new chain. It's supposed to be bigger, badder, and better than Ethereum. Basically, and the short version of my opinion on that is either it's going to be amazing, it's going to do exactly what Richard Hart has said, it's going to be perfect, better than sliced bread, or it's going to be worse than Dogecoin crap. Okay, it's literally going to be the worst thing ever. I don't see like anywhere in the middle. Either it's going to be amazing or it's going to suck so much. In my humble opinion, I think that's how it will play out. But the Hex community, guys, you know, they're a big community. They're very tight. They seem to be very Hex maxi from an outsider's perspective. They seem to be very Hex maxi. It's kind of like the Bitcoin maxis. They're very like, you have to have my coin only. No other coins. You know, it's kind of crazy. It's like, well, it doesn't make sense to me. But anyways, the one Hex like community member made this thing called Pulse Dogecoin, and at first I was like, this thing has to be a joke. I mean, it's just like literally the Doge here. Where's the picture? If they literally just took the Doge and made a Pulse Dogecoin, it's nothing like really special. But when I started looking into it, first, if you have Hex stakes as of 420, you can get some for free, and it's pretty cool. Like the claiming process, the gas was very, very inexpensive. They did utilize that. But I want to go over a few things here, guys. Okay, so of course it says, you know, the heart of the pitch, guys. There's only going to be about 12 million coins total. It'll actually be a little bit more, like 12 million. I think 1,000 coins or 2,000 coins, but it's probably not even going to be that high because in order for all the coins to hit that, like the max coin amount, whatever you want to call it, it depends on how many people mint/claim the free airdrop, which I doubt everybody will do that. So their biggest pitch is that the whole idea that all these meme coins have, you know, billions, trillions, and quadrillions, and sometimes even more coins. What I thought was very interesting for the start is that there's a limited supply of a max base a little over 12 million. Keep in mind, Bitcoin has 21 million. Just keep in mind, guys, 12 million is a very small amount of coins. It says, you know, minting so many coins is tactic, like basically like they're saying that it's a marketing gimmick to get to the new people and like, oh, I could buy 1 billion coins. I'm going to be a billionaire in this coin. And well, really, you're not going to be because it's never going to go. The LP's probably going to get rugged and da-da-da-da. It's not going to be good. But of course, they're just saying along with they have like the free airdrop for Pulse Chain and da da da. Like it's amazing. This really here is it's helping the Hex stakers. It's really rewarding them. As we go down, we'll go over that they actually kind of screwed the whales. So going down, I'm not going to go over every single thing, but we already went over the 12 million thing. Like that's pretty cool. And it says the goal of the Pulse Dogecoin is to become the #1 meme coin on Pulse Chain and the new leader of the meme coin narrative. Guys, basically, from my understanding, is that they want on Pulse Chain, they want this new Pulse Doge to be the biggest, baddest meme coin on there. And not only that, the Hex community wants this coin to get up there with Shiba Inu, get up there with Dogecoin. I don't know. We'll see. I'm not saying it's going to happen. I'm just saying that is what I heard them say. So I think it's pretty interesting. I do like the tokenomics there. Like that's definitely interesting. And we'll get into more of the tokenomics as we scroll down. So the claiming process, you have 100 days if you guys have any Hex stakes as of 4/20/2022. But basically, like this thing launched on a 4/20 this year, and you can start like claiming it and da-da-da, like whatever. It's currently around 353, but it was, if you go back here, it was back here under $1. Could have got for like, I think 77 cents or 70 cents, something like that. But now it is close to $4. It's 353. Oh wow, it was $4 earlier this morning. But yeah, and like going down, of course, my biggest concern for claiming something like this, because yes, guys, I do have some Hex stakes, so I am eligible for this. I got in Hex like the 3rd day, but so the thing is, my biggest thing is these claiming processes. Sometimes when you claim things, it can actually be a scam where they're gonna like wipe your wallet, where like they'll withdraw everything outside of your wallet. And obviously that is not something I want to do. So I looked more into it, and I made sure that it was just doing the claiming process. And the cool thing is, when you do it, first of all, make sure it's claiming. Like, actually look at the data. If you're using MetaMask, it now tells you exactly what is being done in the contract, and it says claim. So I want only claim, not like unlimited all. But even if you're like, I know I'm still, even that I'm a little like suspicious. You can go to something like revoke.cash, you can put in your address, and you can connect your wallet, and then guess what? You can unrevoke anything. Like, for example, this is just a random one I know because when I was doing research, I saw this guy's ETH address, so I'm just typing it in. It takes a couple seconds to load. It's a little annoying there, but then again, guys, this right here could save you. But you can go in here, let's hit, no, okay, so it is not including zero balances, cool. But see how this guy has ALCX, there's no allowances, but this guy has DAO, it says a limited allowance to Uniswap. So if you see like an unlimited allowance to something, you probably want to revoke that, log in, pay the gas fee to revoke that, and that's something you could see if you signed a bad transaction to where it's going to wipe your wallet. Hopefully you get to it faster than like the hackers/bots, so please be aware of that. But I mean, so far, like thus far, it does seem like legit. But as time goes on, guys, that's why like that's something you need to personally investigate yourself and weigh the risk. You think it's worth it or not? But they claim that it's similar to the Hex.com's BTC free claim, which was back when Hex first came out. I was suspicious of that too. That's why I said I got into Hex the third day. I got into the third day because I was actually there the first day, but I was making sure everything was fine. And then like the Uniswap token, the ENS. Gas DAOs, and et cetera, et cetera. It says Pulse Dogecoin's airdrop claim is also done through the very gas-efficient Merkle-proof distribution. Guys, I'm saying the gas was very cheap, very cheap. It's pretty cool. It says if you've held any Hex stakes on April 20th, 2022, you were eligible to mint your free Pulse Dogecoin. And of course, there's this no shenanigans policy. I think it's pretty cool, guys. So I do believe this is a fair launch. I think it is pretty cool how it's working out. They claim it's 100% transparency. The open source smart contract. I'm not a dev, so I'm definitely not well educated in that space. I do like the limited supply available to be claimed and minted. I think the cool, the max of 12 million or a little over 12 million. There is a hex well penalty that is pretty dope. We'll get into that a little bit. They claim there's no admin keys. Okay, we'll get into that. And a bunch of other things. No rug. I mean, the thing is though, somebody says no rug. I mean, come on, man. That shouldn't even be on there. But there is 54 days, 1 hour at the time of this recording to claim if you are a Hex staker. Just keep that in mind. How you can get it, of course, is on Uniswap. They got their pools there. And if you want to claim, you just got to hit, let's make sure you guys can see this. You just got to hit the claim thing right here. So you claim, go over here, you connect your wallet, the top right. It may take a second or two to load like it is for me. But you hit connect wallet at the top right, you claim. It's like any other claim, I'm sure, if you claimed anything, because if you have Hex stakes, you have to understand how to use, crypto, so you already understand this. But yeah, so that right there, it's pretty simple. I mean, it's very simple. You just then you have to add Pulse Doge to MetaMask. Very simple. I'm sure if you've messed with Hex before, because in order to be eligible, you have to have a Hex stake. You already understand that because you've done that stuff before. So the airdrop minting breakdown. See, this is where it gets interesting, and this is where I remember Hex when it first a year before it came out, guys. I was listening to Richard Hart. I was like, this sounds very interesting. For some reason, it just really intrigued me. It's still scammy. It's still scammy in my humble opinion, but it really intrigued me. And this right here is doing the same thing. It's very intriguing. I'm not saying this is going to do well. I'm just saying this gets my attention. So, of course, guys, they have a lot of same information over and over again. The fact that 420 is a free airdrop. Says the amount of Pulse chain available to be claimed by an individual address is dependent on the staking share size, which is down below. We'll go over that. So the DEX liquidity provider address. Okay, guys. There was 50,000 Pulse Dogecoin has been minted by the liquidity address LA to provide liquidity on Uniswap at launch. This address has the singular purpose to provide a market to buy or sell from day one. You must have no expectations of profit from work from others. Where have we heard that from? Let me know down below. But it says post-launch, this liquidity pool has been removed and burned. Okay, so they have a link here. You can go over here to etherscan.io. They're claiming that the 50,000, you guys can see 50,000 Pulse Doge was sent to, was burned, and they sent it to the null dead address. Hopefully you guys can see that right there. It says 0x00 ... So claim that it's sent to the dead address. That's pretty cool. And the cool thing is that everything is on blockchain, so you can see everything. I think that is pretty cool. But going back here, guys, it says, so the hex.com is the origin address. I apologize. OA, where Hex is owned by like 8% is owned by the OA address. So this is where it gets a little interesting. It says for every unique address that claims it's Pulse Dogecoin, the hex.com's original origin address will receive 10 Pulse Doge, no matter the size of the claim. This is done to demonstrate the project's legitimacy, honesty, and respect to whoever/whatever owns or operates this address. The OA/BA, which we'll get into in a second, mint function can only be run once at the end of the 100-day claim. So this is where it's like, okay, interesting. So the Pulse Doge benevolent, however you say that, address BA, like the hex.com's OA address, receiving the 10 Pulse Doge for each address claiming of any size. So will the Pulse Dogecoin's BA address receive 10 per claim. It says, has hex.com's OA address helped Hex? I would surmise the same type of behavior. Again, you must have no expectations of profit from others. Guys, this really reminds me of Richard Hart himself. This kind of talk right here, it makes me think maybe this is one of Richard Hart's devs, and then they're just doing this on the DL, and they don't want them to be aware. Very interesting. So the fact that for every claim, the origin address and then the BA address will be getting 10 each. Interesting. That's why it's 12 million tokens plus a little bit more, which it ends up being a couple thousand more. So it means still a small amount, which I don't think everybody will claim. So I don't think it'll max out at all, in my humble opinion. But interesting. They're going to be getting a small amount, and you might be like, wow, they're going to get 10. It's actually not that many. But I mean, I know it is per claim though, so it ends up being like a couple thousand. But we scroll down here for the airdrop to see like who's getting what, guys. They rank this by the percentage, like basically you have of stakes. So the winning whales, they call it, of greater than 1%. There's only 14 of those. They only get 300 Pulse Doge. The super sharks, as you see, like there's 98 of them. They get 600. Dabbling dolphins, 886. I think the best ends up being the best bang for the buck. I think is this dabbling dolphins and Swifty squid. They get 750 here or 900 there. I think it's pretty cool. But depending on your staking size, which it doesn't really tell you, but it just gives you based off the percentages, you get like the smallest amount gets 5 Pulse Doge, which I assume it probably was around maybe a $20 stake, maybe something small like that. Not really sure for sure, but that's what it seems like. I mean, a very small amount. So like depending on what size you are, of course, they have some pretty cool things. They have some like names or whatever, but it tells you like what category you're in. And when you go to claim it, it tells you what category you're in. And it tells you like the amount you'll get. So like there's no surprise once you connect it. But basically, like right here's a nice visualization though of the maximum supply minted if 100% eligible participants claim. So you guys have, the squids and the turtles. Actually, ends up being the turtles have a large amount as well, around 3 million each. And you see the whales get basically nothing. Sharks a little bit. The shrimp, and then the liquidity address, which they claim was burnt, so that should be 50,000 less. The Hex OA will be getting 825,000. No, I thought, and then another 825,000 for BA. That's assuming that everybody mints though, because everybody doesn't mint. They only get 10 per claim/mint, or however you want to say that. So every time somebody will get their free airdrop, then they get 10. So and they can only claim it at the end of the 100 days, which, like we said, there's 54 days left. Personally, I think there's going to be a massive dump at that time, in my humble opinion. But then again, guys, I could be completely wrong. I'm just a silly dude on the internet. Like this is not financial advice, but or maybe the BA address will start buying stuff up, pump it up. I don't know, guys. I mean, at the end of the day, it really is the only time we'll tell. Pretty interesting. But of course, guys, they kind of get into the whole thing that Elon Musk, and then Twitter, and then now, of course, we have Richard Hart, all that great stuff. But I just found this project very interesting. So I want to go over, just compare a few things with other meme coins. I'm not really a big meme coin guy, but if I see an opportunity to make some money, I'm definitely in. So going over, as we can see on Coinbase is 353, but here on Dex Screener, because since it is one of those S coins, you got to go over to like a weird website. It does show you a few things over here, guys. It says that the market cap, which unfortunately you guys can't see the whole screen there. It does say it has I just moved it over. It does have a $16 million market cap according to this. It shows that, it was created 1 month, 15 days ago, which was 420. And then of course, like the price data right here. So as you guys can see, let's move that back over. As you guys can see, like when it first came out, it was obviously a lot less, but right now it did have a spike up to about $5. That was on June 3rd. It's been consolidating here. We'll see what happens, guys. It's a very small market cap. Who knows what'll happen? Only time will tell, guys. Please do not go buy this thing being like, oh, I'm gonna expect like a lot of bucks. I think this is extremely risky. But the main point is, if you have the free stake, you should probably look into if you have the hex stake, you should probably look into claiming it yourself. But I wanted to pull up here on etherscan.io. I just wanted to pull up some stats here. Guys, there is about a little over 13,000 hodlers, and it is increasing. It makes sense that it's increasing because more people are claiming. There's about 40,000 transfers. And as we can scroll down here, I wanted to look at the holders down here. So as we can see, yeah, cool, you guys can see that. So there's one wallet that has about 6.5% of the total supply at this time. And I failed to mention that there's about 4.6 million that have been minted so far out of the 12 and some change. So just keep that in mind. We'll see as time goes on the next 54 days how many do that. But as we can see though, guys, it does go, so 6%, 4%, 3%, and then down to 1%, and then down to like 0.5% down here. So, I mean, it's not terrible, but the thing is, I mean, like, it's still like, it's like, I'm not sure whose this address is or what it is, guys. Maybe it's the founder, so that does make me a little suspicious. But I just wanted to compare, guys. This is Pulse Dogecoin, as you can see. I have Shiba Inu, as you can see right there. Just compared a few things, guys. Obviously, they have over 1 million hodlers. They have over they have 7 million, almost 8 million transfers. And as we scroll down to hodlers, as you can see, the null address right here has 41%. Binance has a bunch, of course, some exchanges will, but then there are some regular addresses, which they could be exchanges maybe, but have 32%. So this right here, of course, maybe one would argue a little more centralized. Go from there. Of course, exchanges have to have a lot if they're going to be selling it. So I mean, like crypto.com has about 0.75% of the supply and stuff like that, which kind of makes sense. I mean, they have to have some liquidity ready to go. So the Binance Peg Dogecoin token, guys, they have almost 21 million transfers, 679,000 addresses. I wonder if that's incorrect. Interesting. But like, if you go down to the holders, of course, so this is on BSC. Of course, there's the token hub, which I'm not really sure what that means, but that has 27% holders. And then there's some addresses here that have, 23%. Who owns that one? Very interesting. And then something else I guess people like is this Doge Elon or whatever. Just since I knew it was smaller, like why not just compare a few things? Guys, 137,000 holders, almost 800,000 transfers. We go down to holders. So whatever this foundation is, they own 43%. I don't know anything about this Doge Elon. I just know it's a meme coin. So whatever that foundation is, they own a lot of it. And this address owns another 17%. Like I said, maybe you know what this thing's all about. I do not. The fact is that that's basically 50% right there, owned by 2 addresses. And then Kucoin, their one address, owns about 5% of the tokens, and you got some more exchanges in there. And then, yeah, so it's like, yeah, interesting. So just to like to reiterate that, the Dogecoin, it doesn't really, it's not really that centralized. I guess one would say it really depends. I guess it's possible the creators made a bunch of wallets and they only have like 0.5% in each. That's possible, like a possibility. I didn't actually check these addresses and see who transfers to who or if that happened at all. But the thing is, at the end of the day, I just found this thing to be very interesting. I just wanted to make a video about it, just talk about it. I'm not saying go, buy this, go, sell the farm and go buy this coin and FOMO. I'm just saying, hey, maybe check this out. Very interesting. First time I've seen a meme coin with a max supply of such a low amount. Usually there are billions, trillions, quadrillions, and higher. Thought that was very, very interesting. So just let me know your thoughts about this down below. Do you guys have a hex stake? Because then you guys can claim it. Of course, do your research on if you think it's safe. And as always, even if you're not even going to claim this, maybe you didn't even know about revoke.cash. Type your address in, see what you have unlimited allowance to. Maybe you want to revoke a few things. I think that right there could like potentially save you, or it's something that's great to know about because maybe one day you will have to use it. So let me know your thoughts about this coin down below. If you love it, if you hate it, let me know, guys. As always, guys, I'm not a financial advisor, just a silly dude on the internet. Just thought this thing was cool, wanted to make a video about it. And, so smack the likes, subscribe. So you want to support the channel, hit up the links down below. And until next time, may the gains be with you.